Hi everyone, this is Ms. Medrano and I'm going to go over position graph for the fall final. And so what we have here is that we're going to circle the part of the motion you chose. And so if you remember from the last slide, what we talked about was we had the car at the beginning position, okay? And so this is when the car is still at rest. And so it's going at 0 meters per second. And then the car, when it's in the middle, it's the same car, but I am messing up here. So this is the maximum speed. So it's the fastest it's going. And then until the car comes to a stop. Okay. So it comes to a stop. So it's at 0 meters per second. So part 1 is this part. And part 2 is this part. And you're only going to choose one of them. Remember? So part 1 is when the car is speeding up. And part 2 is when the car is slowing down. And so what you're going to remember is how we talked about on position time graphs, what speeding up and slowing down means, right? So speeding up and slowing down, right? And so you want to go back in your previous class kicks and talk about what it means to speed up and what it means to slow down. And you want to talk about that using position and time. So describe using the words position and time. So don't tell me that speeding up is when the speed increases, right? So that's literally what speeding up means. Just say it without using the word speed up or slow down. All right, so you're going to sketch your points. And so if you're going to sketch your beginning, so at 0 centimeters and your end. So if it ends at 100 centimeters, then you have that, right? And so your line will either be a curve here or a curve like this, or maybe it's just a straight line. Okay, so who knows, but maybe you need to tell us. And here the tangent lines are the lines on the graph, right? So we talked about tangent lines when we first talked about this. It's the line that touches the curve at exactly one point, and that means specific things, right? And so the other picture would look like this, and then you need to tell us exactly what these little lines mean, right? So what do these represent? What does that tell you? Okay, what does this tell us about the car and its speed? And so the displacement of the car on a position time graph. So on a position time graph, so displacement on a position time graph is going to be final position minus initial position. And that is on a position graph. Now on a velocity graph, displacement is going to be VT if it's constant velocity, or it can be 1/2 VT if the speed is changing. All right, and then this would be on the velocity graph. Okay, so let me draw a big arrow. So velocity graph. Okay, so these are both ways to find the displacement. So displacement, and displacement. These are all going to find displacement, but one tells you it's for the velocity graph, okay? And then the other tells you it's for the position graph. So make sure to look at your graph to see what kind of a graph it is. And so the displacement on a position graph is just going to be subtracting 2 numbers, and then on the velocity graph, it's going to be multiplying numbers. So just take a look and remember what these parts were.